Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ughulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of the Morale Booster with Dr. John Ughulu. For those of you who are just joining us for the very first time, the Morale Booster is a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. And I always tell people that experience is the best teacher. And that's why we always do our best to bring in the best of the best, those with experience that can help you move from where you are to where you want to be. So this program is currently being sponsored by Mainseed Consulting Group, and our new sponsor is Newgigz.com. Newgigz.com. So for bookings, adverts, or sponsorship inquiries, please visit www.johnughulu.com. JOHNUGHULU. Or you could send an email to info@johnughulu.com. Our contact information is currently being displayed on the screen. For those of you who are watching us via Facebook and YouTube, you would find our contact information displayed on the screen. And those of you who are watching us from podcast or via podcast and all the 20 plus platforms who cannot see us, the website is johnughulu.com. JOHNUGHULU.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And before I introduce our very powerful guest, very experienced guest today, I want you to please do us a favor. Like and share this broadcast. Like and share this broadcast, because you know why? You might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. There's so many people out there who are going through a lot. There's so many people out there who have made up their mind to go commit suicide in the next few minutes. You never can tell what this message can do for that person. This message can make that person have a rethink. So please like and share this broadcast so that those who need hope will be given hope. Thank you so much. And our guest for today is all the way from Texas. His name is Jerry Clark. Jerry is a success coach, a counselor, author, and speaker. And during his personal counseling, he began hearing God call him back to college to become a counselor. It was not an audible voice, but a compassionate talk. He was concerned about being successful. He kept hearing God's whisper, saying, "Take care of my people, and I will take care of you." Now, Jerry has witnessed firsthand the effectiveness of counseling for individuals and families, and desperately wanted to be involved. And that's what he does right now, helping people overcome limiting beliefs, helping people identify limiting beliefs, helping people believe in themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome no other person but this powerful man who is doing the work that he has been sent to this world to do. This man served in the army. He will tell us a bit about that. He has some Marine experience, Marine Corps experience, so he will share that with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage this man who has decided to shine his light, Mr. Jerry Clark. Jerry, thank you so much for joining me on this program. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ughulu.
Yes, you're very welcome, sir. Yes, so now you are doing a wonderful job. I always tell people that anybody who is currently in the healing industry, healing, when I'm talking about healing, there are different forms of healing, right? The world needs people like yourself more than before right now. So you agree with me on that, Jerry?
Yes, sir, I do. There are a lot of hurting people that
Yes,
need to hear a fresh message like you're
yes,
giving.
yes, that's true. And thank you for all you do. Uh, I know you have some experience with the Marine Corps. Can you please, throw more light on that, please? Let's really know who Jerry is outside this powerful job he's doing right now.
Okay. Um, Dr. Ughulu, I joined the Marines many, many years ago, 1966.
Wow,
And it was when the Vietnam War was
wow,
waging.
wow,
And I spent 13 months and a few days um, with the 1st Battalion, 3rd Marines, Special Landing Force.
wow.
And I went over as a young man and felt like I came home as an old man. I had experienced so much and learned so much, both good and bad, and it has affected me throughout my life. When I came home, I didn't realize that I continued to suffer the wages or the experience of war until much later as I looked at myself and things that were going on in my life and began to figure out I needed a new way of doing life because the old way was not working. So I had to go to work on myself.
Wow, 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 wow. That's awesome. Before I go any further, I would like to say thank you for your service. It is because of people like you that someone like myself and so many others out there have been given a home here in the United States, not just a home, a voice. I didn't find my voice until I got to the US. And it's because of people like you that we found our voice. We found the US as a great home for us. And we're currently enjoying the American dream. Thank you so much for your service, sir.
You're very welcome, Dr. Ughulu. It's a privilege to serve this great nation, and I really mean that.
Yes. That's awesome. Great. So now let's talk about what you currently do, right? You are a counselor, you are a coach, an author, and a speaker. All right. So I know you experienced the importance of these job descriptions, during your personal session.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's your advice for those people out there? Because there's so many people who don't believe in, coaching or mentoring or counseling. What's your advice for people out there who don't believe in things like that?
Early in my life, when I first went to counseling, I was very ashamed that I didn't have my life together. And so
Yes.
I almost sneaked in and out of the building, hoping no one would see me. And it was terrible. And I really didn't have the right frame of mind. When I went back to counseling to make a difference in myself, I found that I didn't really care who knew I was going to counseling, that it was working for me. And today, what I find is people who come to learn more about themselves, to better their relationships, are full of courage. And I really acknowledge that, because it does take courage to look at yourself and see the things that you need to change in you so you can have what you say you want in life. It's not easy.
It's not easy. And that's just the truth. It's not easy. I used to always listen to my communication mentor, Mr. Les Brown, when he would say, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. And he would say, easy things are things like making up your mind to go for counseling, or rather procrastinating counseling. You need to go for counseling. You can easily tell yourself, oh, I don't want to go there. I'm shy. Come on, I don't need that. Those things are easy to procrastinate and to cancel on yourself. But if you make up your mind to do the hard things like, hey, rising above that shame and going for it, your life will be easy. If you rise above procrastination, rise above mediocrity, those things are hard. So I really do appreciate you for all you do. And yeah, that takes me to the next question. All right. Right now, the world has been through a lot within the past few years.
Yes, sir.
We gradually were trying to recover from a pandemic. And right now, the war in Ukraine and the Russia and Ukraine crisis came up. Now we're hearing again about monkeypox and all those things.
Yeah.
So the level of depression globally has increased. The level of anxiety has increased globally too. So what's your advice for people out there on how to really go through these challenges? I know, they need professional help, right? But
Sure.
what's your advice? Are you by profession, are you allowed to advise people who go through depression and anxiety?
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay.
And, generally what I find is harboring those kinds of feelings, keeping them within our own mind and not sharing them creates the biggest problem.
Yes.
Sometimes sharing them with people who are not equipped to listen and give good feedback can make it worse. But when you have a good person, a mentor, or someone on your side, someone that you trust, someone that can give you wise counsel, it can be a parent, it can be a coach, it can be, anyone who is, I say, emotionally mature, that can hear what you're struggling with and really understand and appreciate it. I don't think as people struggle that if we don't join with them emotionally, they can't hear anything that we have to offer. We have to appreciate and understand what their struggle is.
True. I have a lot of people who have come to me lately saying, hey, I think I am depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell them, look, seek help now that you can.
Sure.
And that's what we need to all keep telling people around us.
Yes, sir.
Depression is real.
It is real.
Yes, sir.
22 veterans every day, Dr. Ughulu, are taking their life.
Wow.
That's an astounding number. But to think it just in the veteran population, 22 every day are taking their lives.
Wow.
Depression is serious, very serious.
It is, sir. And now I know you've published a book. Do you mind sharing the title of that book with everyone?
Sure. The book title is Blind Spots in Relationships, with a subtitle of What We Don't Know About Ourselves.
Wow. Blind spots in relationships. So,
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are currently listening to us, please, I want you to go look out for that book. Blind spots in our relationships. Where can they find the book to purchase, sir?
The book is on Amazon.com.
Great. So go to Amazon.com right now and purchase a copy. Buy one for yourself. Buy one for a friend, a family member, that person you love so dearly. Go purchase a copy right now. So what inspired you to write that book?
Very many things, Dr. Ughulu. One, I had a failed relationship after 13 years. I came home from the war and I didn't know, I wanted to be the best dad in the world. I wanted to be the best husband in the world, but I was so ill-equipped. I didn't know how to be a good dad or husband. And I tried to use the things I learned in the military, which I found quickly that those weren't things that created a good husband or dad. That was like having to be in control and being right and not really caring about what other people think or feel. And so after this relationship failed, and I just broke the hearts of my two young boys, and it's just a circumstance that I'll never forget, and one that I'll carry with me for a long time. And this book is about that. It's about preventing tears and sadness and broken relationships. But what also inspired me was a man I met, an older man I met, as I used to be a runner, and he asked me if I'd been to Vietnam, and I told him yes, I had. And he said, I don't think you've come home yet, which was a real revelation to me that I was still living as though I was at war, and I was trying to win in every situation. And once I learned that, and I went to counseling with the idea of I need to be a better me. And my wife and I were in a couples group, and the women there didn't like me. They called me Mr. Perfect, Mr. Right, Mr. Know-It-All, and it just killed me. But those women changed my life. And after going through that experience, I decided that, that's when I heard God whisper, Jerry, take care of my people and I'll take care of you. And I went back to school. It was a long process. And when I graduated and became a counselor, then life changed. I began to say the same things over and over in my office to, different people, families, and their children. And what I decided to do is I need to write this down. I need to get it to a bigger audience. And because the things that I was offering these people seemed to work pretty well. And it's, that's when I heard God again whisper, get this to the masses. And so that's been my journey since I started writing the book, and it came out in January of this year. And that's my thrust right now, is get the message to the masses.
Right. That's great, man. Powerful story there. That story resonates with me a lot, in relationships, being that person who knows it all, being that Mr. Right guy, it's detrimental. So so that's a very important topic too. I would want you to just touch on briefly, because I know there's so many people out there who are struggling right now with that. So many men are out there right now about to lose their relationships because of that. And can you please just advise one man out there who's currently listening to us how he should go about it?
Yeah. My first thought is that I wanted to be right. I wanted to be in control. I wanted to be, to take care of my family. But what I didn't realize is when I'm right, the people I'm around get to be wrong.
Yes.
I'm in control. They get to feel controlled. And I hate being wrong, and I hate feeling controlled, but I didn't realize that I was putting that on other people. And now that I know it, the last thing I want to do is create that difficulty for people, and cause them not to want to be around me, especially the ones I love. But I learned real quickly that if I have to be right, somebody has to be wrong, and none of us want to be wrong. There are many ways of coming to some sense of consensus as opposed to right and wrong.
That's a powerful one. Yes, because when one person is right, the other person is definitely wrong.
Yes.
And how can we, who are still learning, avoid such a situation, sir?
You put me on the spot, doctor. You know what? I use 3 C's.
Okay.
I'm clear, I'm consistent, but the last C has the international no symbol around it.
Okay.
Convince. I'm clear about who I am, what I stand for, how I want to operate, how I want to be in relationship. Mm-hmm. And I'm consistent. I want to be that Sunday morning as well as Saturday night or Tuesday morning. So being clear and consistent helps people understand who I am and how I operate. Right. But anytime I get in convince mode, I try to tell them that they're wrong and I'm right. And I think trying to convince, anyone, even children, that they need to do something just sets it up for a bantering of arguing. I'm right.
Yes.
No, I'm right. Let me convince you. No, I'm going to convince you. And it goes nowhere but in the trash and the toilet. It just makes no sense. If parents need to be in charge, and they don't need to try to convince children. We don't need to try to convince each other in relationships. We
Right.
need to honor each other in relationships.
Right. That makes a whole lot of sense. So I would say it's better to avoid arguments and be clear and concise and avoid arguments.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So because principles will then come to play there. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. So all the men out there who are currently listening to us, I wouldn't say only, I wouldn't be, I shouldn't be saying all the men, everybody, be you a man, a woman, any gender. This is a very important point that we all need to take note of. It might seem small, insignificant, but it is huge.
Yes,
Am
sir.
I right?
Absolutely.
Yes,
We don't
sir.
want to hurt the ones that we love.
Yes.
And we do it sometimes just so inadvertently.
Right. So I used to be guilty. I would say I'm still learning. I'm still, I used to always be that one who didn't know when to let go of, things, especially when I know I've been able to prove to you that I'm wrong, I'm right, So, so I'm learning gradually. So thank you so much for sharing, sir. So please go and purchase a copy of this book. Let's remember to like and share this broadcast, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who a few minutes ago made a terrible decision or a bad decision to go do something bad. This message would make that person understand that he or she still has hope, and he or she still has the time to seek help, right? So Jerry is on Facebook, LinkedIn, and if you want to reach out to him for counseling, for coaching, you can visit his website. It's Jerry D. Clark. It's Jerry, J as in Junior, E as in Edward, double R as in Romeo, Y, then D. That's D as in Denmark, then Clark, CLARK.com. So JERRY D Clark, CLARK.com. You can also visit his, send him an email on jdclark2, that's figure 2 at verizon.net. All right. And his phone number would also be displayed on the caption. So feel free to always call him, schedule a session with him, and he'll be more than willing to assist you. Am I correct, Jerry?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ughulu.
You're very, very welcome. So go follow him right now on Facebook, and feel free to reach out. He has decided that for the rest of his life, he's going to do what he loves to do, to help people identify and eliminate limiting beliefs, to help people move from where they are to where they want to be. It could be in their personal lives, it could be in their careers, it could be in their businesses. This is the right man, a man with so much experience. So thank you so much. Jerry, before we go, I want you to please, just give some words of encouragement. Let's go with 1 minute. Words of encouragement to that man or that woman who lost their job or whose business has failed and is currently thinking that that's the end of life for that person.
Dr. Ughulu, I think we must know that we're not alone. We must know that there are people out there that love us, that care for us, that will do anything that they can to ensure that life gets better. And I'm the eternal optimist. I just feel like that there are solutions to all problems, and with a proper company, with a proper resources, knowing that all you need to do is reach out. For veterans, there are so many opportunities to reach out to veterans organizations that want to help. For men and women, there are places that people are available to listen and to give wise counsel. And the worst thing I think that I ever did was to try to keep all of this self-contained, because the more I just ruminated on the old thoughts, the worse they got. When I was allowed myself to share my thinking with other people, I was able to get information that was new, that I could process, that would give me hope instead of just thinking about the old thoughts. So reaching out, employing others, friends, relatives, good people who know what they're talking about to walk alongside you is imperative.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Powerful. I really do appreciate that. And I hope you all heard that. They say a word is enough for the wise. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to reassure you that no matter what you think about yourself or what the people around you think about you, I know one thing for sure about you who's listening, you who's watching, that you are an abode of greatness. You have everything inside of you to help take your life to that level you want. Yes, and always remember that today is the first day of the rest of your life. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, sir, for coming. And we really appreciate you. You're a wonderful guest. And I know that our listeners out there have learned and gained from your wisdom. So everybody go follow him right now on Facebook, and feel free to always reach out to him for questions. So until same time next week, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doctor.
Talk to you soon. Yeah. Bye.
Good night, sir.
Yeah.